If you're just joining us on Facebook, we apologize, and you already missed the only good jokes we're going to have today.
Oh, I apologize too.
But you didn't do it. All right. I like that, though. Thanks for apologizing for me being lame.
No, I just meant that, that all they're going to hear is bad jokes from here on out.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
The good ones are over with. But we did make fun of Lori Loughlin. You can feel good about that.
We made fun of each other. You can feel good about that.
You can feel good about that. Let's see. McDonald's giving Happy Meal toys a sustainable makeover and cutting plastic use in a climate push. All right?
Okay.
Or is this a push for attention?
Well, there is that.
All right, McDonald's planning to give its iconic Happy Meal toys a major makeover as big companies push to make their operations more environmentally friendly in the face of climate change. I like this, that people are paying more attention, that plastic bags are going away, and that even McDonald's is going to look at what they're doing in plastic. We've got so much plastic out there. The only thing that bugs me is people, I keep asking, why aren't we making it out of hemp?
Yes.
All right, that's the big question I have. All right, today, Golden
Or bamboo, right?
Yeah.
Bamboo grows like crazy.
Yes, there's much easier stuff we could build things out of. All right, on Tuesday, there's a new on TV. You've probably seen it. It's like household cleaners, which you don't really need anyways. I think they're toxic, but it's you can sign up for this company and get your cleaners through them, and it all comes in glass.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, shipping is probably horrendous, but if you're willing to, pay a little extra money to save the environment.
All right. Most cleaners you can make your own at home with some water and a small amount of ammonia or a small amount of bleach, just not both in the same jug. Right?
Yes, you want to avoid that.
Yeah.
My comment was going to go back to the glass, though, is right now you cannot recycle glass. They won't take it. And so, to me, glass, I don't know that it's a better option right now. And so, I mean, for a while, we were shipping all of our glass to China, and they were using it. They were doing whatever they were doing to recycle.
They were turning it back into sand.
Probably. But yeah, so glass at this point, I mean, unless you reuse it within your own household, it is not, if you're looking at being able to recycle and stuff like that, it's not your option.
Here's the problem with glass and why recycling for glass hasn't worked ever. Even 30 years ago, I remember seeing cubes of it stacked in Seattle. They had nothing to do with it because people aren't making things out of recycled glass. So to solve that problem, you need to push that as well. Bring back the things where there's the deposit on the bottles.
Oh, there you go.
There's about 5 states in the country that still do that. Some people might think, well, that's disgusting to save your, sticky old soda bottles and that kind of stuff. But that would spur probably more recycling for glass as well. And if, they just like they are with these cars saying, sorry, no more plastic by 2028. They're going to come up with something else, and I bet you glass has become real popular again.
That could be. I suppose if you, if you're using it, more and more people are using it as their product containers, maybe you have a new demand for it.
And that is the problem. People aren't making things out of recycled glass.
Mm-hmm. I know they talked at one point about grinding it up really finely and using it in like asphalt.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just doesn't seem at this point it's not cost effective enough or doesn't produce enough of a profit for people to look into it more.
That's right. Back to the McDonald's story. They're working closely with supply chains to use renewable, recycled, and certified materials. They say they're going to have a 90% reduction in virgin plastic or new materials that are created from oil instead of being recycled within the next 4 years. Let's see, Happy Meal toys are already transitioning to sustainable materials, while in France the switch is already complete. And these countries combined, the company says it has seen a 30% reduction in virgin plastic use since 2018. Let's see. We all know about the toys, but those are going to be switching to all recycled toys. I was thinking, why wouldn't they maybe switch? Because their toys are so lame anyways. Why not?
Come on, kids love them.
Why not do things more like out of paper and cardboard? You know, where you put the slots together, make a little cardboard house, and you can put stickers on it or something like that. You know,
Like it used to be when we were kids.
that's right. How about putting a balsa plane inside of that Happy Meal so that they can fly that plane once and watch it shatter?
Exactly. What were those paddles that you had the ball on, you bounced them?
Oh yeah, that's a great way to lose an eye. Back in our day, if you saw a kid with an eye patch, you knew what happened. He was playing paddle ball. You ever had one come off and whack you in the eye? That's even worse.
So much worse.
So much worse. All right, there you go. We covered the Happy Meal, and now I want some lunch. All right.
French fries.
French fries. Jimmy Kimmel, Monday night, had a very funny joke picking on anti-vaxxers. And I'm going to repeat it because he's exactly right. So he announced Monday night that anti-vaxxers were having a hard time obtaining ivermectin, which is a medicine more commonly used to deworm horses.
Right.
And did Trump start that rumor too?
I'm not sure who started that whole thing.
That it would work.
Yeah. You know what? I'm going to probably say it was the My Pillow guy.
Okay, because it does say more commonly used to deworm livestock that right-wing media has celebrated as the latest treatment for coronavirus, despite a lack of evidence that it works. As ivermectin becomes scarce, some stores that sell the drug to farmers are requiring purchasers to show a photo of themselves and the horse.
And the horse. So this is where I get super, super confused, right? The people that won't get the vaccine say it's because it hasn't been tested. It hasn't been out there long enough. We don't know what the long-term effects are. Have you read a paper on the long-term effects of taking ivermectin as a human? Don't use that as an excuse if you're going to try something that was never meant to be ingested by a human being.
Well, if I'm going to try it, I'm going to need one of my friends that to borrow their horse to take the photo.
Oh, there you go.
All right. But then the guy at the feed store said this.
Last time I saw a specimen like this, they had to shoot the horse.
Oh!
It's all good until you start to whinny.
Hey, the best part of it, you'll know you don't have worms.
That's right.
Unless it doesn't work on humans. All right.
You see people walking around with a fly mask on.
Oh, man. All right. Others who have refused the vaccine said it was because they could just get the monoclonal antibody treatments if they catch coronavirus. Okay, these are like the antibody treatment, the $20,000 bag treatments my buddy got. That now you're probably going to have to pay a good portion of that out of pocket. So his quote, Jimmy noted this: "This is an IV hookup that helps reduce the symptoms of COVID. It's pretty incredible. People who don't trust vaccines do trust being pumped full of lab-created antibodies."
Yes.
You didn't want the virus. You didn't want to take the vaccine because you weren't sure about it. Where's some antibodies? And they actually told my buddy, "We don't know if this is going to work, but we're going to put it in your IV." Some people say they feel better. All right.
That is so true, though. So true.
Kimmel closed his jokes with, "This is like skydiving. Instead of using the parachute, you're going to be like, yeah, I'll just crash near the hospital." I was just pretty impressed with that. And it's true. I'm just waiting. If I get sick, I'll take the other concoction that's just been invented.
Well, and I'd like to know how that works as far as the monoclonal antibodies, because so many people say with the virus they don't want to get it because they're putting the coronavirus in your body. Well, that's not true. And so I'm wondering how the monoclonal antibodies work. Is it somebody that had the virus and so you are actually getting? I don't know. I don't know how it works, but I just think that it's time that people came out with some excuses that actually made sense.
Well, I think what's going to be sad is if this keeps mutating because it's lasting so long. And I think it's because everybody doesn't get on the same page. Whatever that decision would be is the best course of action. If everybody would do it, it'd probably help. Because I would like to think that scientists and doctors are smarter than we are, Mm-hmm. I got 2 years of college. Good luck with that. I'm gonna make some decisions for everybody and that everybody should do. But I think what's sad is if it keeps mutating and it hits kids hard. I think it'll take that till people wake up and go, oh my God, till they see their children getting sick. That might wake people up, but I don't want to see that.
Well, and Brad tells people, so if your child had cancer and they said, we have this new experimental treatment, we're not sure if it's going to work. We can't tell you if there's side effects or not, but there's a good possibility that it's going to save your child's life. Would you say, oh, no, I'm good.
I'm good.
I'll look for something else.
Yeah.
So I think that I think our priorities are wrong, I think, in this whole thing. So,
and we are seeing more and more breakthrough infections, but the people that are vaccinated are faring much better than those that aren't. So.
Yes, and we actually do know one good friend who has a breakthrough case, but as her sister and her son, who are not vaccinated, are absolutely miserable, she's just feeling a little off. And so, it's going to happen. We know it's going to happen. It's a 95% vaccine. So there's that 5% of people that are going to have some sort of breakthrough. But, I mean, from everything we're seeing right now, you're not going to end up in the hospital, and you're certainly not going to die.
All right. I want to talk about, I hate talking about, like, gross stories, murder stories, that kind of stuff. I try to keep it light and funny. But I was really captivated by the missing girl that was,
Petito?
Gabby. It's so sad, but you could kind of tell from the length of time that had went by that nobody had heard from her, that there was probably not going to be a good outcome to this.
Exactly. And the fact that her fiance would not say a word about what had happened, I mean, that's a pretty big clue too, right?
Yep. And he is still missing in the Florida swamps, and I hope he doesn't take his own life, because he really needs to pay for this. And if for some string, in America, what is it? You're innocent until proven guilty. I'm sorry, this guy looks really, really guilty.
Right.
And if he hasn't taken his own life in that swamp, I hope they catch him and feed him to the gators slowly. I don't know.
Right. And
Wow.
that's kind of the one thing that Brad has said, since they can't find him. He goes, I wonder if he killed himself.
Yeah. This is creepy. And the whole thing, as soon as it was so obvious. I don't understand, what the laws are, why the police didn't grab him right away. You came back to Florida without your girlfriend. No one's heard from her in a couple weeks. And you just let him stay home and be quiet?
Yeah,
I
he
don't
lawyered
understand.
up immediately and wouldn't make a comment.
Yeah,
So,
bizarre.
Yeah.
All right. And then what I don't get too is you love your kids, but the protection his family gave him, that's gross too.
yes, I agree. It's
And to leave everybody in suspense, and especially Petito's family and stuff. They obviously knew something was wrong. Why are they trying to protect their son so much?
right.
Or did they want to give him the benefit of the doubt and believe whatever he told them? It'll be interesting to find out when the story comes out and it turns into a Hallmark movie.
Well, not Hallmark, but it will be on Dateline
Or
or
something.
2020.
Yeah, something gross. Something gross
Yes.
like that.
Yeah, it's sad. And the pictures of her, she's supposed to be 22, and she looked like she was like 16. So, yeah.
All right, let's move on to bits and breaks for today, Val. Anything cool you want to start off with?
Let me get back to my right part of the screen so I can go to bits and breaks. It's this one right there. Okay. What's the one thing you wish you knew in your 20s?
One thing that I wish I knew in my 20s, how bad it was going to hurt in my 50s.
Oh, yes. Oh,
I would have done a lot of things different, ate a lot better.
yeah.
Yeah,
But you think you're young and invincible, right?
you do.
Yeah. So this was a question that was asked on Reddit, and here are some of the responses. So this one says, always save some money for a rainy day, even if all you can do is a small amount from every paycheck.
I call that the coin jar.
How has that worked for you?
Not well at all.
My problem is I take the coin jar and then take it to a coin star and turn it into Amazon gift cards.
Oh.
So I just spend them.
I know you can change it into Bitcoin now, but I'm so like Bitcoin illiterate. I wouldn't know what to do with the Bitcoin.
Same here.
Yeah.
Same here.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Another one. No matter how good you are, how hard you try, there will always be somebody with something cruddy to say about you and or your work. Don't sweat it. The best you can be, learn from your mistakes, and always move forward.
Yeah. There'll always
so agree.
be somebody with something crappy to say about your work. I had somebody on Facebook a few days ago just say something crappy about me.
Not even about the job you do?
No.
Oh,
no.
that's pretty harsh.
He said, I have a special kind of head.
You want me to go beat him up for you, brother? I do.
Okay.
Okay.
And then I got picked on by the guy at the casino for wearing a mask.
Oh,
Going
you talked
to dinner.
about that last week.
Yeah, it's just like, and then I got beat up on Facebook because somebody didn't like my post. And it was just about something for sale. So how upset was he?
Wow. He's got anger issues, it sounds like.
And he could have just said, I can tell from your ad you're a really interesting person, but he wasn't that nice. Here's the worst part about it. So I said, well, you proved you are.
Oh.
And turns out he was a moderator on that particular classified site, and he canceled all my ads.
Well,
as payback, just because I one-upped him. Yeah.
and some people can't take a joke.
Social
Or the
media.
truth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So all these seem to a lot of these focus around money. Here's money has to be more. Money in has to be more than money out. Avoid debt at all costs. Yeah.
Good luck with that.
Yeah. Hard work really pays off.
Who told you that? Oh.
Just because you're approved for a credit card doesn't mean you manage money well.
That's right.
There's a couple that don't have to do with money, which I like. In the deep of night, you only have to answer to yourself. Be who you are, not who you think others want you to be, unless you're a jerk. This one, no matter what other people say, everyone experiences life differently. All advice can only be taken as suggestions. Don't mold your life to fit the advice, but rather the advice to fit your life.
All right. I think you skipped to the next section because I'm not seeing that.
You're not on what's the one? Yeah, it's still there.
Okay. What's the one?
Wish you knew in your 20s.
Okay. All right. I just didn't see that one.
Okay.
All
All
right. I got lost.
Yeah.
I thought it was you.
But no, it's you.
It is me. Huh.
Is this where I make fun of you? Or
Yes, this is where you should make fun of me. Let's go back to the credit cards. Doesn't mean you manage money very well.
Yes.
So here's how dangerous that is. I remember I'm in like right around 30. I'm making $30,000 a year. How much money do you think in available credit I had in credit cards?
$30,000 probably.
No, 160,000.
What? Wow.
Yes, I'm 30
so what'd you
years
buy?
old. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. I'm 30 years old, making $30,000 a year, just peanuts, and I've got $160,000 in credit cards, not maxed out. I'm talking available credit. Because I would take one, shuffle it, and then you get 0% interest rate, and I just kept shuffling, and pretty soon I had this massive amount of credit cards, and I'm like, oh my God, who would let a person who makes $30,000 amass all this credit? And they know when they run your credit report, he's already got a Citibank and a Wells Fargo. Really? He makes $30,000 a year. You're going to give him another one with a $10,000 credit line? That's just crazy. Yeah.
Maybe they could tell that you hadn't maxed out everyone.
Yeah, I suppose that makes a difference, but really, count the credit cards up. He's gonna. He's going somewhere big. And that's when I met Elon Musk and took that trip in the plane.
I thought, it was kind of a red flag when you went in to buy that new car and you had a stack of credit cards. Can you put
let's put 2,000 on this one and 5,000 on that one and to put the tax on this one because I get bonus miles.
Yeah.
All right. Jeremias Jobs. That's the one I have.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Study shows which office-based jobs have the most bacteria. From this list, going from careers with the most to the least germs on the work surface, who do you think in their daily job encounters the most germs?
You would think a nurse or a doctor.
And you'd be wrong.
Well, I know where I encountered a lot of germs as an IT person, because you have to touch everybody's keyboard.
You're pretty close. You're in the right building. Number one. You're in the right building for this number one job that experiences the most bacteria.
Teachers, then.
Teachers.
Wow. I can see that. Kids are little petri dishes.
Number 2 is accountant.
Oh, that surprises me. 'Cause
Yeah.
maybe they're touching all the money?
I'm thinking so because banker's next.
Okay.
Now, this one really, maybe it just applies to this building. Number 4, radio host. And the only thing I can think of what qualifies, what got announcers into that is because of the equipment we deal with. Like here, and that's been my big thing through COVID, is there is no way to disinfect a mixing board. There is no, I mean, you can't spray it down. You can't wet wipe it. You can't do anything to it. So, I mean, you can try, but there's way too many. I could tip the camera down. And, the first surface you look at's got 24 dials. You can't disinfect that.
What about like the new UV lights? I wonder how that would do.
We have one in here, and I've done that before, and it sets here for anyone to use. And then also I've got my super dangerous thing I ordered from China, which puts out ozone and negative ions. But you can't get them here in the U.S. because you could actually kill yourself with one.
Okay.
So the concentrated ozone in high doses kills everything. All forms of life. Now, you go, but I smell ozone in the rain. But concentrated ozone, very, very dangerous, according to, I guess, people that know. What's funny is when this came from China, there was a warning in it, and it just had a picture of a guy with a circle around his head with the thing through it. Okay? And he's sniffing it. So, and I'll show you the device. It looks like, you can see it too, Val. It looks like a smoke detector.
Oh, yeah, it's small.
And it works. So I ran this in last night after Jungle Jim show. No offense, Jungle Jim, but, you do go to concerts and stuff. And so I ran it in the studio. And the bonus of it is when you come in the morning, it smells like a fresh rainstorm in the studio. So, but yeah, the picture of it was a guy sniffing it. As don't do this. But I knew more about it and had done a little research. And no, you don't even want to be in the same room. So let's start it up right now. Let's see, there's an hour and 5 minutes left of the show, and see what happens. What happens to me by the end of the show. And since it destroys all forms of bacteria, pretty much chances are I'm going to disappear from the camera at some point.
Well,
No.
There's good bacteria and bad bacteria, and if it kills them all, yeah, that wouldn't be good.
Yeah. All right, so number 5, doctor.
Well, yeah. It only makes sense, but I guess maybe why they didn't make number 1 is they're way better at, wearing gloves and masks and protecting their environment.
That mask
cleaning.
thing, darn it. It must work.
Yeah, it must work. I mean, I don't know why doctors have been using them for decades.
That's so they don't spit inside you.
Oh.
On the list doesn't make much sense. Television producer at number 6, consultant at number 7, publicist at number 8, and lawyer at number 9.
Those don't really make a lot of sense.
No, they don't. But I can tell you this: that lawyers do get sick. Usually, though, it's on the golf course.
There you go.
Where's that thing I got? No, is this it? No, that's not it. Yeah. Somebody took my drum roll.
Oh, man.
All right. Ridiculous baby naming trends to avoid.
Okay.
Okay. Spell a name backwards. Like you could call your kid. You could call your kid Nava.
Va.
Which would be heaven spelled backwards.
Oh, really, people?
Yeah. Give your kid a stripper name. unless of course you want Sparkle Princess to be the stripper name. All right. Name your child after a product like Nivea or what do they call it? L'Oreal.
L'Oreal or Nivea.
Yeah, those would be hard ones to say. Huh. That's why Mom called me Fruit Loops, right?
That's right.
Yeah. Give your twins matching name like Mark and Marcia or Richie and Ricky. Don't they share enough already?
Yeah.
That's kind of
exactly.
Cool. How about an inspiration from a movie like Star Wars and call him Anakin?
Now, you know what? I don't have a problem with that one. Well, unless Anakin was kind of
Yeah, but
not the best character.
You know what his nickname would be? Everybody at school would be calling him Darth Vader. Hey, Darth, what's up? Just name him Darth Vader. That's what I'd do if I could have another kid.
Yeah. What about Yoda?
No, that's what people call me. And not because I'm wise. It's because I'm short. Take inspiration from celebrities. Those children never have a shot at normal life, but at least they'll have money and mom and dad's connections. All right. Anything else? Oh, you missed the top one on your bits and breaks, and I thought that was kind of fun.
Okay, I will go back.
Yeah, it says Facebook this.
Facebook this. So there was a post by Andy Roberts, or he shared it in a Facebook group, and the post was, "Do you go naked, or do you always keep a case on your phone?"
Ooh, wow. I try to always keep a case on my phone because I'm very good at dropping it at least once a day.
I am terrible, and so I've got a case, but you know the plastic protectors they put over it?
Yeah?
Just get to where they look so bad that you have to take them off, and I haven't replaced it. And I've got like the Samsung Edge, so it's curved and nothing stays on it. So, yeah, I don't have anything protecting the face of my phone right now.
I got a new case, and it's the first time I've used that plastic thing and put it on right. It's like, why doesn't this stay on my phone? Oh, it should have been the other side. And I did go naked for 2 months straight and did not break my phone. I went for 2 months without a case. I don't know why. I just kept putting off buying one. $10 is a lot to work into my budget sometimes.
Well, you know, the new phones, I mean, if you don't have a case on them, they're so slick.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I have a hard enough time holding on to it now. If it was slippery, it'd be over.
It's part of recycling. They're actually made from...
It's 7:59.
Boogers.
And boogers.
Boogers. They're actually made from boogers. Boy, she really wanted me to play the announcements. She just started without us.
Oh.
Yeah, like magic computer. All right. But at least we all know it's 7:59. Get busy!
That's right. If you have to be at work at 8, you're just about late.
You're just about late. Which brings us to procrastinating.
Oh, yes.
Are you a procrastinator?
On some things.
All right. Do you have any?
Depends on how bad I want to do them.
I am a procrastinator on everything.
Oh.
Yeah. So could you have some tips that might help me?
You know, that's hard because, you know, I think I tend to build something up way more in my mind is, you know, about how much work it's going to take or how long it's going to take or how much I'm going to hate it. It's just kind of once you take that first step, then it flows from there. And it generally isn't as big a deal as you were thinking it was going to be.
The anticipation you build up of having to do it is far worse than actually doing it. I get that. I do that all the time, especially with paperwork. Oh, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. It's going to take so long, and I hate the FCC. And then you sit down and do it. Oh, just because I just went through the license renewal process of getting that started. I'm waiting for it to be accepted, and then we have to run some announcements and stuff. But I was dreading it, and then I got in and did it, and I went, oh, wasn't that bad? Huh.
Yeah. Got it done.
There's another thing I didn't need a college degree for. Okay, I got one. I'm just joking.
Just joking.
All right. Any other tips? You saw the list?
I will give you some that, you know, they actually had. So, tip number 1, try to think of large, complicated, or time-consuming project as a series of small, manageable parts. Kind of what we were talking about.
Okay.
Smaller tasks are attractive because they are short, easy, and produce immediate gratification. Keep in mind that all projects, no matter how massive, are only a series of small items reassembled.
I don't know if that helps me very much, but thanks, Val.
You're very welcome. Tip number 2, make a voluntary commitment to someone else. Allowing others to become involved in your efforts by reviewing your progress, helping you set deadlines, or evaluating your results can be very helpful. Your concerns, fears, and anxieties become secondary to fulfilling the expectations of the people you respect and trust. Waiting until the last minute to start a difficult task can also be used as a defense for poor performance. You can always claim that it would have been better had there been more time.
Oh. I like number 3, just the first sentence, and leave it at that.
Reward yourself for good behavior.
Yes! I do that all the time. I got through that. It wasn't that bad. I'm taking the rest of the day off. That's what I do.
I thought you were going to say, I'm going to the casino.
Yeah, well, that's what I do on my day off. No.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, you gotta spend that $10 somewhere.
So it says rewards can be as simple as reading for pleasure, relaxing, visiting friends, or going to dinner, as long as they're things you like to do.
Nah. All right.
All right, and finally, tip number 4, when you find yourself blocked, ask yourself, is there anything, no matter how small, that I am willing to do? When you find that small thing, you are no longer procrastinating.
Let me read that. Is there anything, no matter how small, that I'm willing to do? No.
Continue to put this off.
I'm taking the day off. It's procrastination nation.
Yeah.
All right. What do you? This is gonna kind of warm us up for trivia.
Okay.
What do you collect? Postcards, coins, dolls, old records. What do you collect, Val?
What do I collect?
Yes.
I generally collect maybe crystals.
Crystals.
Mm-hmm.
There's not a name for that.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well,
So I do have some names for people that collect things, though.
okay.
Like an arctophilist, or archtophilist, ARCHTOPHILIST. What do you think he collects?
Arctophilus. Arches.
You would think so, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
This is like phobias. They never the word never matches what it is.
Okay.
If you're an arctophilist, you collect teddy bears.
Ooh, where'd they get that?
I don't know. You know, my eldest once told me the first boy she dated had a teddy bear collection, and I said that should have been your first sign.
No kidding.
Bestariest.
Bestarius.
Yes, he
They
go ahead.
collect
Yes.
best friends.
Close. They collect medieval books on animals. How about a bibliophilist?
That would be somebody that collects Bibles.
Nope, just books.
Oh, okay.
But good guess.
I was in the ballpark.
A brandophilist.
Let's see. A brandophilist collects business logos.
Cigar bands. You're so close. A conchologist. Should be the only one you get right.
Collects conches?
Yes. Yes. Yes, a person who collects shells. Conchologist.
Oh, wow. That one actually fit.
Yeah. I want a giant conch shell that I can attach to my head because I'm deaf in one ear. And that way I could funnel the sound from this ear around to the other. Okay, you get the idea, right?
Right.
I think it'll work.
I thought that just worked because you had no brain in between.
Oh, no, that's the air thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And the light that you can see all the way through.
Yes. Kind of like fiber optics.
Yeah, it's my head, though. It's one time? No, forget it. Deltologist collects postcards. A dolologist collects birds' eggs. That's just kind of creepy. I wonder what the birds think about that. He's a bird egg stealer. Dolologist.
Also known as a magpie.
Yes. A lepidopterist collects butterflies.
Okay.
A numismatist collects coins. A philatelist collects stamps.
Okay.
Oh, I remember that one from Family Guy. That's the book I'm putting out called What I've Learned from Family Guy. And that's the only thing, a philatist, because he's trying to collect his kid, teach him how to collect stamps and put them in the book and stuff, and he's describing it really boringly, and by the end of it, he takes out a gun. A philographist collects autographs. Oh, what's a phonophile collect, Val?
Phonographs.
Yes, phonograph records. And a plangonologist.
A plan to what? Huh?
Let's do playing-onologist. Playing-onologist.
Planes?
You would think so, but no dolls.
Oh.
What a nice...
Oh, we already had a doll one.
I know. What a
Oh, it
nice
was teddy
dolly.
bear one.
Yeah, teddy bear, dollies, same thing. A vectorist collects subway tokens. And what is a vexillologist? Vexillologist collect.
Curses.
No, it's you'd think so. Banners or
I vex you.
banners or flags.
Okay.
Wow. All right, there you go. I don't collect any of those things. In
Me
fact,
neither.
You know what? I stopped collecting things. It's like minimalism.
Right.
I used to collect things. I used to have a really nice knife collection, and then I thought, how many people am I really going to need to stab? And
Exactly.
can't I use a kitchen knife?
I used to collect a lot more things too when I was younger. It's like I was into something and I collected all sorts of them, and then you're like, I'm so over this.
Yeah. I move so slowly now. Usually I just collect dust. Sometimes mold.
Spider webs.
Spider webs. They're usually under my arm here. I like that. I'm so old. All I do is collect dust now. The knives thing, though, that was scary.
Yeah, no
Yeah.
kidding.
Ooh,
Thank goodness you don't collect those anymore.
I know. You guys are so lucky. Dun, dun, dun. How about this?
That's it, man. It's game over, man. It's game over.
The following program is closed captioned for the thinking impaired.
That's right. Brother and sister going head to head.
I want to ask you a bunch of questions. I want to have them answered immediately.
And I'm taking you out today, Val.
All right,
Yeah.
Dukes up, buddy. Let's do this.
For pizza later. All right, fun and games. We'll go back and forth
Sounds like a perfect way to do this.
until we get a game that doesn't work like that.
Right.
Then okay.
All right.
All right.
All right, I'm going to start. 1 in 5 parents admit to occasionally doing this for their kids.
Homework.
You got it. That was
That's
kind of
too-
easy one.
That's too
Yeah.
easy. Yeah, I love dioramas. Let me do that for you. No.
It's more like holding their hand through the whole process and giving a lot of your own input.
That's right. And they get really bored and you just kind of, yeah. All right,
Yeah.
4 out of 5 adults say they do this in their car.
4 out of 5 adults eat in their car.
No. I'll give you a second chance, though.
Pick their nose.
Only our relatives, Val. Only our relatives. No, not to pick their nose.
Oh, okay.
Looking for singing, Val. Looking for singing.
I thought everybody sang in their car.
All right. And to go along with that, a story we missed earlier, nothing quite like going for a nice drive with some tunes in the background. Of course, the question is, which tune to play next? And it can spark an argument all by itself. According to a new survey, though, you can't go wrong with Queen's Bohemian Rhapsody, the #1 song to sing in a car. Respondents named the 6-minute classic the best driving song of all time, followed by ABBA's Dancing Queen. That's one you won't catch me singing.
Oh, come on.
Yeah. Another one super easy. Oh, Living on a Prayer, Bon Jovi at 24%.
Okay.
Go Your Own Way, Fleetwood Mac at 22%. All right.
But, Bohemian Rhapsody, though, as with a lot of them, does anybody really know all the words? Because I know the Mamma Mia, Figaro.
Yeah. Yeah, you got made up words in there.
Oh, yeah,
they still
definitely.
count. Right. The last of the top 10 list included Eye of the Tiger, Uptown Girl, Happy by Pharrell Williams.
Yep.
Or For Real? How do you say his name? I don't
Pharrell.
Pharrell. There you go. I Got a Feeling by the Black Eyed Peas. And It's a Final Countdown by Europe.
I'm so sick of that song, though.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah.
Don't Stop Believing by Journey. You can keep that one, too. And why don't you go ahead and keep Eye of the Tiger, Uptown Girl, and that darn happy song.
I like the happy song.
Oh, whatever.
It's because you're never happy.
That's right.
That's all.
I hope you choke on the happy song.
Oh, goodness.
I think it's back to you now for another trivia
think
question.
So. The typical person participating in this 37-year-old married white male. Oh, in this. Sorry, I'm going to try that again. The
Okay.
typical person participating in this is a 37-year-old married white male who makes about $75,000 a year.
And he's involved in this particular thing.
Right. This would be the kind of the majority, or what they've come up with, a typical type of man who would participate in this.
Okay, I'm going to go with beer pong.
That's more like, your 23-year-old at college.
Barbecuing.
No, not barbecuing.
Oh, probably involved in this. He's in his 30s.
37.
37.
Married, white, makes about $75,000 a year.
Prostate exam.
This is something that is particularly a thing this time of year.
I thought we'd be doing answer wrong and win.
No.
He's probably doing it this time of year, raking the leaves.
This time of year.
Raking the leaves?
Nope. I will just give this to you because I don't think you'd ever get it.
Okay.
It's being in a fantasy football league.
Oh, yeah, I wouldn't have got that one.
No. I would have never gotten it either. But, that kind of makes sense because we have a 45-year-old friend who makes way more than $75,000 a year and wanted to know if I wanted to join his fantasy football league. And I'm like, I'm really okay.
And then that's when you said, how do you spell the foosball?
Yeah.
Uh-huh. And then you went into your Bobby Boulay, that football's the devil.
Yeah.
All right. So you need to get one right, Val, to catch up. There's probably one in your home right now, and the average one weighs 12 millionths of a pound.
12 millionths of a pound.
Yes.
Holy cow.
I'm going to give you an easy hint, too. They've been especially active this year.
Oh, that would be some sort of insect, like a bee or a fly.
I'm not giving you points for two answers. Pick
Fly.
one. Fly is right. Housefly. 12 millionths of a pound. How can something so tiny and so light be so annoying?
For sure. And then I'm a winemaker. My hobby.
So you attract flies.
Oh, dude, the fruit flies are horrible. I mean, I actually take my vacuum cleaner in the wine room and suck them up because you can use all the traps you want, and one of those little buggers isn't going to fall for that. So, yeah, you need the vacuum.
I want to know what it is too, because the smaller the housefly, the more crafty they are. It's like when they're just born and tiny, they're smarter and they can see you coming better. Because if you get a big one, they're kind of like lazy and slow, like I guess fat people. He'd been eating for 3 days. He's at the end of his life. He's moving kind of slow. Big one's easy to swat. Those little ones, man, you can chase them around for 30 minutes.
Yeah, for sure. And then as soon as you pick up the fly swatter, they all disappear. How can that be?
Oh, man, they know it. They know it. I guess maybe it's because they got like 8 eyes or something, don't they?
I don't know how many eyes. I thought it was more than. I don't know.
They're crafty, though. There has
They
to
are.
be. I wonder if there's some intelligence there, because you're right. They see the fly swatter coming, and if I've never hit him with a fly swatter before, how does he know what it is? It's just like the cat. Anytime I'm getting ready to go to the place in Kettle and I start gathering stuff, she knows, and she hates to be picked up, so she will hide. She likes the car ride. She just hates to be picked up. And the other day I was going up and I decided I wasn't taking her. And she hung out by the door the entire time. How did she know I wasn't taking her?
Because you hadn't tried to pick her up?
I don't, because every other time, maybe it's, and if I'm going for a few days, I try to, I'll have some food, so maybe she could spot that I picked up her food. But I even try to, gather stuff behind her back, but she still knows.
Cats can read your mind. I swear.
It is creepy because I can like hide all of the fact that go out a totally different door and pack her stuff, and I'll come back to get her, and she's hiding. She knew. So I don't know. There's
a study done. I read about it years ago that they tested like dogs, and so they would have cameras set up in the home. They would have owners come home at different times, and they said about 20 minutes before that owner had decided to come home, the dog knew already.
Wow.
And so they were just talking about how they anticipate it, how they know, when you're going to do that. So
they must have a pretty good internal clock too, because I one time I lived in Moses Lake and I had the 1/4-mile driveway, and once I turned off the highway, you could already see the cat in the window stretching and waking up because I'd get home at like 7 in the morning. So animals have a pretty good internal clock. I think, and just get used to routines like everybody else.
Well, remember our poodle we had as kids, he would show up every day after school to walk us home.
That's true.
So.
All right. We're running here. Let's do this just because it sounds really funny when Ryan does it, and we missed the top of the hour.
102.7 FM, KCHW. Chewelah.
Ooh. Exciting. All right. You've got some more, don't you? Some more games?
I do. This is called the double letter game. And so far, this looks really easy. But,
Excellent.
So you really can't gather points for this. It's way too easy.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
The answer will be 2 words, with each of the 2 words beginning with the letter S.
Oh, really?
Are you ready? He starred in the Rambo movies.
Sylvester Stallone.
You usually find one of these on a playground.
And it's 2 S's?
2 S's.
For all of these. Super slide? A slip and slide on a playground.
That's
merry-go-round. Seesaw. Okay. It's not as easy as you thought it was.
Uh-huh. The recipe for a Big Mac includes this.
Special sauce.
That's right. The president of the U.S. is protected by this agency.
The Secret Service.
Uh-huh. If you don't want to get a ticket, you better stop at this.
What? Oh, a stop sign.
Yeah. And the Empire State Building is one of these. This might be a little harder. So is the Sears Tower. So is... I'm trying to think of some other...
A superstructure?
A skyscraper.
Oh, I like superstructure better.
Was pretty good.
All right. It's funny. I could come up with that, but I couldn't come up with skyscraper. You should have said Scott. It rhymes with ice scraper.
Yeah, sorta.
Okay. All right. I have a double letter game too for you, Val.
Oh, okay.
Mine's not as easy though.
Oh, of course not.
I ask a question. The answer will be 2 words. Each of the 2 words beginning with the same letter. Okay, so it's not SS all the way through this thing. Okay. All right. So Walt Disney's biggest star, you'd say Mickey Mouse. You got it?
Gotcha.
So my version,
right.
My version's a little different. In December, it's a greeting people use to wish you well.
In December, to wish you well. Happy holidays.
There you go. A huge movie screen gorilla.
King Kong.
I guess they're a little easier than I thought. Something you order at a fast food drive-through.
Fast food.
Well, that qualifies, darn you. But that's not the answer. Let's say something you order.
French fries.
Okay, thank you. I was gonna remind you to say that you usually put up your nose. And the sound a clock makes.
Tick-tock.
Wow, I think because you got those, so I think you won. I think you made it all the way through that. All right.
Well, I didn't have as many as you did, so.
All right. I have a tough one for you, though. Since I think you won. Are you done on your side?
I have let's see, what else do I have? I have a hole in the headline and a spy the lie yet.
I want to do the spy the lie. Forget the headline.
Okay.
Okay.
35% of adults say the best way to eat ice cream is out of the carton. Or the electric chair was invented by automaker Henry Ford's brother Virgil. Or the inventor of the Band-Aid created it for his wife who frequently cut and burned herself while cooking.
All right.
Which is the lie?
I cannot tell you who made the electric chair, but there was something weird about it, and I don't believe it was Ford's brother, so I'm going to say that's the lie.
Very good. It was invented by a dentist.
That's right. I knew it was somebody that already liked to cause pain.
I was going to say, I already wanted to torture you.
That's right. Sorry, Mr. Dentists. All right. I'm going to... yeah, go ahead.
No, okay, so that was it for Spy the Lie, and you wanted to skip the headline, so back to you, Scott.
All right, the last one I have here is called What Am I? All right, and there's one way to play. Give your first clue, maybe two, and then you have to guess, all right? If your guess is wrong, I'll give you another clue, and we'll try to go on, okay?
All right.
All right, so I'm going to give you all the statements, and then, hold on. I'm going to make sure I know the answer here, okay?
I was going to say, because that was an evil laugh.
It was. Wow. I think they forgot to put the answer on here. I was created in 1908. I employ 35,000 people. To work here, you must be a U.S. citizen. Oh, I know what it is. I have 56 field offices throughout the United States. While California has 4, a number of states such as Idaho, Maine, and North and South Dakota only have 1. Have you got any idea what it might be yet?
The FBI.
How did you know?
I don't know, just a guess.
And that was the next tip, was the giveaway. My first director was J. Edgar Hoover.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Woohoo, I got it.
So 1908 employs 35,000 people. You must be a U.S. citizen, 56 field offices. Is that what kind of gave it away, was the field offices you were thinking?
Maybe, yeah.
Okay.
And the fact that it was that number, because my brain was going to the U.S. Postal Service until we got to that point.
Wow. So you should feel really good.
I do.
You should feel really good because you won today, but then maybe feel a little bit bad because I guess your battling contestant was me, so that's not saying much.
So the bar was set low.
The bar was set very low. All right. Oh, I had a sound effect for that bar being set low and it didn't work. So let's just do this because I think it's KCHW Chihuahua and it is time for a break. We're going to leave you with a little nose. We're going to fill up our coffee cups and we will be right back for part 2 of your morning show. Scott and Val right here on Northern Lights Public Radio. Say goodbye, Val.
Goodbye, Val.
Or say, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back.
Yes, we will.
KCHW is online at kchw.org. Listen to the live stream, find out about station events, memberships, local weather, and volunteering. You're listening to KCHW 102.7.
This portion of programming brought to you by New Health. At New Health, they're committed to promoting health and wellness within our communities by providing integrated, open-access health care for all. They offer medical, dental, pharmacy, and behavioral health services to meet your health care needs. Their medical care teams offer in-person visits, curbside care, telemedicine visits, plus COVID-19 testing and vaccines. Dental services are provided for prevention, restorative, and emergency services. Curbside pharmacy pickup and mailing options are available to meet your medication needs as well. To schedule an appointment, contact their New Health Chihuahua Clinic at 509-935-8424. That's 509-935-8424, or visit their website at newhp.org for a New Health location near you. Safely providing the care you need is their top priority. Most insurance plans are accepted, including Medicare and Medicaid, and new patients are welcome.
This is VOA News via remote. I'm Joe Palca. U.S. President Joe Biden making his first address to the UN General Assembly today. As a matter of fact, getting underway at this very moment. He may be facing some skepticism over his pledge to work with allies and adversaries alike. At a news conference, White House Press Secretary Jen Psaki was asked if President Biden heads to the UN feeling as if ties are strained with some key allies.
The president's view, having been on the world scene for 50 years, is that you always have to work on your relationships, and that includes with global leaders.
On Monday, President Biden huddled with UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres ahead of the International Organization's General Assembly, with both men stressing their shared values as the world confronts a pandemic, climate change, inequality, and growing tensions between the U.S. and China. France's top diplomat says there is a crisis of trust in the United States after a Pacific defense deal stung France and left Europe wondering about its longtime ally across the Atlantic. French Foreign Minister Jean-Yves Le Drian also said at a news conference that European countries won't let Washington leave them behind when shaping its foreign policy. Speaking in New York, he reiterated complaints that his country was sandbagged by the submarine deal between the U.S., Britain, and Australia, that is costing France its own contract for submarines with Australia. The deal has been widely seen as an effort by the U.S., Britain, and Australia to counter an increasingly assertive China. UK Foreign Minister Elizabeth Truss yesterday welcomed Washington's decision to loosen pandemic-related restrictions for people traveling by air to the U.S. from 33 countries, including China, India, Brazil, and most of Europe. This is VOA News. A Texas doctor says he defied his state's near-total abortion ban. Mike Gracia from Associated Press has this.
I'm Mike Gracia, reporting a Texas doctor who says he defied the state's near-total abortion ban is being sued. A San Antonio doctor who defied the new Texas restrictions on abortion providers has been sued by two people in a first test of the legality of the near-total ban on the procedure. Former attorneys in Arkansas and Illinois have filed lawsuits against Dr. Alan Braid. In a weekend Washington Post opinion column, Braid became the first Texas abortion provider to publicly reveal he violated the law that took effect September 1st. The Texas law prohibits abortions once medical professionals can detect cardiac activity, which is usually around 6 weeks. While the law forbids prosecutors from taking criminal action, it allows private citizens to sue the providers and claim at least $10,000 in damages if successful. I'm Mike Gracia.
U.S. officials say more than 6,000 Haitians and other migrants have been removed from an encampment at a Texas border town. They also defended a strong response that included immediately sending migrants back to their impoverished Caribbean country and the use of horse patrols to stop them from entering the town. Now, it's a massive show of force that signals the beginning of what could be one of America's swiftest large-scale expulsions of migrants or refugees in decades. In all, U.S. authorities moved to expel many of the more than 12,000 migrants camped around a bridge in Del Rio, Texas, after crossing from Mexico. COVID has now killed about as many Americans as what's considered the worst pandemic disease in human history. AP Washington correspondent Sagar Magani has this report.
The Spanish flu pandemic a century ago killed an estimated 675,000 Americans. COVID-19 has now claimed roughly the same number. The population then was about a third of what it is today, meaning that pandemic took a much bigger toll. But researchers say COVID-19's toll will grow. The University of Washington's influential model projects another 100,000 American deaths by January 1st. They're averaging about 1,900 a day, the highest level since early March. About 2/3 of the U.S. population has received at least one vaccine dose. Sagar Magani, Washington.
And the lawyer for U.S. journalist Danny Fenster, jailed in Myanmar for almost 4 months, says his client appeared disheartened during a court hearing on Monday. He's been accused of several crimes. Via remote, Joe Palca, VOA News.
Over 20 different genres of music each week. You're listening to the Music Education Station, Northern Lights Public Radio, KCHW 102.7. Your KCHW morning show made possible by a donation from God-Fearing Brothers Auto Center. God-Fearing Brothers specializes in auto services, including repair, maintenance, and detailing. They also stock tires, provide collision repairs, including glass, and they have an auto sales lot on the corner of Highway 395 and Main Street at the light. For more information, you can visit the Auto Service Center at 806 East Main in Chewelah. Find them online at godfearingbrothers.com or by phone at 509-935-6414. All right, I think we're all juiced up and ready to go. That's the biggest cup of tea I've ever seen. Is that a cup of tea?
It is a cup of tea.
That is huge. Wow.
I
You guys
like my
see
cups
that?
big.
If you're watching online, it's like a beer stein. Wow. KCHW 102.7. Here we go, part 2. It's Scott and my sister Val live from Deer Park with her giant teacup. What kind of tea are you drinking?
Double try.
Oh, I thought maybe it was wine flavored.
Well, there is always that inclination,
All
but
right.
generally I, have more self-control than that.
All right, good. It's got to be noon somewhere. I'm just having tea. All right, let's start off this segment. Let's do birthdays real quick, and then don't let me forget, I wanted to do our campground thing.
Oh, okay.
Because we forgot that in the first break. All right, so for today, our local birthdays from the Lions Club birthday calendar, which, by the way, it's not too far away. They're going to be wanting you to sign up for next year, so be ready for that. And the form for that is on our website, kchw.org. Click on supporters, and then look for the Lions Club. Right below the link to their website is a PDF you can download to get yourself on the Lions Club calendar. Birthdays today include Tom Rancourt. Happy birthday, Tom. Anniversaries for Barbara and Haas Murray, Dennis and Lori Poor, and then a couple more birthdays, Oliver Scott Garish and Sherry Giuseppe. All right, happy birthdays all the way around. You know them, you love them. Tell them we were talking about them on the radio, but, maybe let them freak out a little bit, but not a lot. Tell them, it wasn't really bad, but they did tell that story about you. All right. Speaking of stories, before we started the show this morning, one of the things to throw up there, and you could, if you have one, you can put on Facebook. We'll look back and see if you posted something on there, or talk about it tomorrow and give out your name. But Val, did you have a best or worst kind of camping story, something that freaked you out?
I don't know about freaked out, but this was a really bizarre thing that happened. We were up camping off the Tiger Highway. I'm sure a lot of people around here know the Beaver Lodge area. We were staying at a DNR campground there called Sherry Creek. And it was kind of late September-ish. And we got up in the morning and there'd been like a skiff of snow. And we were like, no big deal, whatever. So we were camping with friends. We all went in their fifth wheel. And we're visiting. And pretty soon we think, well, it's time to go do whatever we're doing for the day. And we open up the door and there's like now 4 inches of snow. And so we were like, maybe it's time to pack up the motorhome and go home before we get more. I think they ended up with about 9 inches of snow up there that day. We left before it got that bad, but by the time we made Colville, everything was wet. But it was a little bit bizarre to see that at that time of the year.
And then having to drive in an RV, probably not very fun
exactly.
either.
And towing a Jeep.
Oh, well, my stories are so much more fun.
Okay.
Okay, I've told. I'm not going to tell it again. But the cat bringing a snake in the RV while I was taking a nap.
Uh-huh.
That made me scream like a girl, which is probably exciting for the rest of the people in the campground.
I would have loved to hear that.
Yeah, and then I have this thing I do to freak people out is you take a really bright LED light. There's something about that bright white LED light, and you just start twirling a circle in the sky, and bats will start swarming you. And
it's a bat signal.
It is. I do that for a highlight. It started, I figured out how to do it one time when I was camping by myself. And then the next time the girls were making fun of my car and my tank top that has the bat signal, the bat insignia on it. So I said, you don't believe I'm Batman? And then I brought in the bats to make them scream and hide under their chairs. So that's kind of fun. And the bats are good with sonar. They you can feel them sometimes, brush your face, but I've never had one get tangled up in the hair. So that's my little
Thank
trick.
goodness. That would freak you out.
And then the best camping story, I think I told you about the night I went outside to relieve myself. And this is up in Kettle Falls. So I go outside in the front yard. It's like 3 a.m, right? And I start going to the bathroom, like guys will do. And I hear like a metallic growl. and there's lots of cougars up there. So that's the first thing I think is a cougar. So I get this. I'm like, what do I do? Because I can't stop. It's
You're old, and that doesn't shut off very fast.
And I'm out in the front yard, in the woods, all exposed. And the only thing I can think of is I got to be louder than whatever just growled at me. So I went, hey, as loud as I could. And the next sound I heard was like 5 to 6 children giggling.
Oh.
And now here's the scary part.
There's no children around?
No, it's a nature preserve on one side, a cliff on the other, and a really loud creek on the other. And then the neighbors way down there. There were no children around. There was nobody camping out there. What laughed at me?
That's a little creepy.
And one of the fellow campers suggested it was baby Bigfoots.
Oh. Well, I'm telling you, it's so creepy. I got goosebumps right now.
Oh, I mean, it's one of the... Where'd the kids come from?
No kidding.
And the fact that I was going to the bathroom and they were all giggling at me.
Hard on a man's ego.
It was not a good night. And try going back to sleep after that. I mean...
Oh, no kidding.
I mean, I ran back in the RV and was just like, what was that? So, and then was it real? Or was I in a dream state?
Yeah. Were you sleep peeing?
Yeah. Is that a thing? I wonder how many times I've done it and didn't notice. Usually I can tell because the bed's wet. It's just a joke. Just a joke. Don't be afraid of staying at my house. Just a joke. All right. Hey, we missed celebrity birthdays. We got any cool ones up there, Val?
We have TV and film producer Jerry Bruckheimer is 78 years old today.
Okay.
Stephen King, talking about creepy, is 74 today.
He's got that Quentin Tarantino thing going on before Quentin Tarantino did.
Yes. Bill Murray is 71 today.
Funny guy.
Hello, Bill. Ethan Coen of the Coen brothers is 64. Dave Coulier from Full House is 62. David James Elliott from JAG is 61. Nancy Travis was from The Last Man Standing and The Kominsky Method is 60. Rob Morrow from Numbers and Northern Exposure is 59. Cheryl Hines from Curb Your Enthusiasm is 56. There's a lot of them today. Let's see if there's just any really fun ones here. No.
Back to Bill Murray, one of my favorite movies that he's in is Zombieland. Have you seen that? There's Zombieland 1 and Zombieland 2, and it's the guy from Cheers.
Ted Danson? Or?
No, the blonde-headed guy, Woody Harrelson. It's Woody Harrelson and, I can't remember the other dude's name. Young kid. Does a lot of... He's in American Ultra right now, or I think that's the one I saw him on Netflix. Can't remember his name. Super famous. But anyways, they break into Bill Murray's house just because they think it'd be cool. During the zombie apocalypse. Uh-huh. And they don't think anybody's there, but he's really there. And to hide from the zombies, he's made himself look like a zombie, and they shoot him. Oh, no. And then they're horrified because they killed Bill Murray. And he wasn't
That's
a zombie.
So bad.
Yeah, it is. So, but that's a cute thing with Bill Murray in it. I'm going to do some history, though.
Okay.
It's called It Happened Today. And we're going to start off in 1897 on the 21st of September, the Yes, Virginia, There Is a Santa Claus letter was published in the New York Sun a little before Christmas. 1937, J.R.R. Tolkien's The Hobbit was published. Long time ago.
I didn't realize it was 37. Wow.
Old. 1970, first edition of ABC's Monday Night Football. Cleveland Browns beat the New York Jets at Cleveland Municipal Stadium, 31-21. Municipal stadiums, I mean, there's a lot of cops there. 2003, a Florida man who bought a biscuit jar on eBay found the seller was the New Jersey brother he'd never met.
Wow.
The buyer adopted as an infant, knew his parents' names, and knew he had a brother. When he found the seller had his father's name, the two talked, realized they were brothers, and began corresponding by email.
That's pretty wild.
Yeah, I just bought a brother on eBay. Strange.
But you had to send him back, or what? The seller got a bad rating?
2011, Google's new social network, Google Plus, was released to the general public. Nobody remembers that. Did you?
Bombed pretty quickly.
Were you one of the idiots who signed up for Google Plus?
No.
Have they ever been able to remember? Because when they stopped using Google Plus and they killed it, but it was still attached to all your accounts. Is it still?
I don't know. I guess I haven't paid any attention.
2016, Facebook CEO Mark Zuckerberg and his wife Priscilla Chan pledged $3 billion to medical research to cure, prevent, or manage all diseases by the end of the century. Could we have some more money, please?
I think probably COVID wiped that out for
Yeah,
him.
$3 billion, not that much in the big scheme of things there, Mark.
Yes.
Especially when you've got like $150 billion. All right, researchers announced the discovery of the first brainless animal that sleeps, the jellyfish, in 2017.
Oh.
That's what I
there
feel
are
like.
other brainless ones that don't sleep?
Yeah. I could name them, but we'd get in trouble. A couple of them have been presidents.
Oh.
Jellyfish. All right, special events, Val.
Today is IT Professionals Day.
Excellent. You used to be one.
I used to be one.
Not
Glad I'm not anymore.
You were a semi-professional, though.
Yeah, semi-professional. I was an IT amateur.
No, you might slap somebody around if they got out of line. All right.
Today is Dance Day, which I guess is somehow different than the one back in April.
Oh, yeah, that's when I threw my hip out.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I remember that incident. Today is World's Alzheimer's Day.
Do I know you?
Who are you again?
Sorry, not funny.
No, it's not. I mean, we lost a father to Alzheimer's, and I guess that's why we can have a perverse sense of humor about it.
There you go.
That's right. Pecan Cookie Day. Pecan or pecan, however you want to say that.
Ew.
Oh, I love pecans.
Oh.
Pecan pie. Oh, best ever.
I'm against nuts and raisins and cookies. I mentioned that the other day.
I am not a fan of keep raisins out of my cookies and my cinnamon rolls. But pecans, you can put them anywhere you want.
Oh, I like the next one.
Miniature Golf Day.
You know, at 5'4", it's the only kind of golf I can play. What I like, though, is when I really get into it, I can get through the windmill.
Oh, look at you. You've been practicing.
That's right. But I'm talking about my whole body, not the ball.
Oh, right.
I can get through the windmill and the little chute before it clubs me.
Oh.
Yeah.
All right. And then finally, it is World Gratitude Day. And I'd like to say, brother, I am so thankful for you.
Oh, I'm so thankful for you, too. Oh, and I love that, years later in my radio career, I get to do a radio show with my sister. How cool is that?
That is awesome.
All right. Number of the day is 135, and it's the average stops per day by your UPS driver.
They work hard.
You know what we should start doing is just, if you have an office in Chewelah, is start keeping some bottled water under the counter for the UPS guy, or maybe something if you know he comes every day at noon, and have it chilled and give him a bottle of water. And if everybody did that, he could go home with a case of water.
There you go. I haven't seen our normal UPS driver in ages, so I don't know if he changed routes or what, but man, I miss him. He was the best. He would put our packages in the garage instead of leaving them in the hot sun on the deck. He was just incredible. So, yeah, I'm missing our UPS driver. I don't know where you went, Will. If you're out there, come back.
I hear so many women with stories about UPS drivers. I do.
They can catch you by surprise at times.
Yeah, I applied.
Oh.
Now, don't
you were too short to reach the pedal.
Don't you have a horribly embarrassing story of a UPS guy catching you doing something?
No.
Oh, that was somebody else.
That was somebody else. I think it was our mother, actually.
I'm pretty sure it was you.
No, it wasn't me.
Quit deflecting. All right. I was looking at news and nuggets, but they're kind of like the first story is like about COVID, and I'm like, yeah, I don't want. We just heard that in the news, so let's do this one. After spending nearly 3 days in space, SpaceX's Inspiration 4 crew may have more appreciation for the facilities here on Earth, namely toilets. Oh, this is bad. Let's call this story "A Backup in Space."
Oh.
You cut me off. A backup in space. No, we're not trying to back up the space station. We have a backup. All right. Sorry. Not sorry. The historic all-civilian SpaceX mission was launched September 15th and successfully splashed down on September 18th. It went off without a hitch except for a minor issue with the craft's onboard toilet. This is much like your RV, Val.
It wasn't meant to hold that much.
SpaceX spokesman said the minor issue worked out fine and the crew was happy and healthy, although the smell was probably a little much. Details are still scarce as to what exactly happened with the space toilet, but the anomaly involved its suction fan. A suction fan is responsible for removing waste products and propelling them, I guess, into space.
Oh, we need the space janitor for that.
Yeah, I can do that. Hey, there's something on the windshield of the space. I don't know. Is that a fly? No, it's not a fly. All right, we've hit something. Yeah, it's not a meteor. Lot softer.
Sometimes, unless it's frozen by space.
When that meteor hit us, it didn't make a thud; it made a splat. Oh, all right. Should I stop or keep going? Because I got 100 of these.
No, I'd say stop.
Stop. Okay, I'll stop now. Did you have any there that you wanted to touch? There's some cute dog and kitty stories.
Okay, I will go with the pet cat missing for 10 years, reunited with owners.
Oh.
A cat missing for 10 years has been reunited with his owners. 12-year-old Forbes had gone missing in Aberdeen, Scotland in 2011. A thin cat was spotted recently and had a microchip scan led to the owners. He was found less than 2 miles from where he went missing.
So you lost your cat 10 years ago and he's only been 2 miles from you?
That's kind of sad. Evidently, he didn't want to come home.
I'm guessing because I've heard stories of him crossing the country to get home. This cat didn't care how close he was to you.
Exactly.
He was like, ooh, they found me.
Oh, boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Missing for 10 years. So you've got just a couple years left to enjoy that cat.
Exactly. Well, if it was like mine, you've got another 8.
Yes. Long life there.
Yeah, I just lost my 20-year-old Merlin on Friday, so I'm a little sad. Missing my baby.
I'm surprised you brought that up. You're not going to start crying on the radio, are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm
Okay.
sucking it in.
All right. Let's do this one then. Aircraft manufacturer Boeing has launched a probe after 2 empty tequila bottles were found inside the top secret new Air Force One.
Oh, yeah.
Oops, wasn't me. It was being built at a Texas factory. 2 identical Boeing 747s are under construction at a cost of $3.9 billion and will be fitted with a slew of highly classified technological things to protect the president. Like those things they relaunch when they're getting missiled, Okay. Let's see. Boeing spokesman told newspaper it was a personal matter, and the company has said it's working to improve quality in manufacturing operations. Bosses said they are taking the discovery extremely seriously, although they have not said if the bottle dropper has been identified or disciplined. It's kind of scary because that means while they were building the plane, they were drunk. And that's 2 bottles of tequila. So they weren't just drunk. They were on their lips.
That's right.
Current Air Force One planes were introduced by former President George H.W. Bush in 1990 and are nearing the end of their service life. Donald Trump revealed a new color scheme for the jets while running the country in 2019, but it's possible President Joe Biden could choose a different look or even stick with the Jackie Kennedy-designed original. Rumor has it Donald Trump's new color scheme was more of a disco.
If it's like his towers, evidently it's all about the red and gold.
Yeah, I can't imagine the way the stewardesses. It is Donald Trump, you know.
Exactly.
I want to fly on his Air Force One because, well, there's lots of tequila bottles. All right. Current jets light blue underside serve as camouflage for when they're in the air, as it helps planes blend into the sky.
Oh, interesting. That's something I didn't know.
Same thing I do when I fly. Keep the blue side down.
That's right.
I have no idea what that means, but I liked it. That's right. When you're out there today, folks, keep the blue side down.
That's right.
Yeah, that's right. Here we go.
Slap some bacon on a biscuit and let's go. We're burning daylight.
It's the world of strange. A world gone wacky.
Out here, due process is a bullet.
And some of the scariest people on the planet.
I think you're bluffing. Be afraid.
You know, you look mighty pretty when you get mad.
It's your odd news on KCHW.
Just sit back and enjoy the show.
Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show. Enjoy the show.
Oh, I'm so excited. We always wrap up the show with some odd news for you. We start off with the news attack, where the first part's true, and the second part is a big fat lie or a bad joke. And then we move on to Wacky But True, and I found today in the Wacky But True stories, I could use the same sound effect 3 times.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty impressive.
Saved you some work.
All right. Let's see. You start us off, Val.
All right. A Wendy's manager is in trouble for calling a customer late at night because she posted a bad review of the restaurant. And now she'll leave another review because he called a customer after 9 p.m. on a work night.
I've had people tell stories of that happening before, where they've left a negative review and they've actually called them and gave them a hard time for leaving a negative review.
I left a negative review one time, and they made some comments on, as a reply to the negative review. And they weren't like, "Oh, I'm sorry you had a bad experience." It was making excuses for my bad experience.
Well, if you weren't so dumb, you would have had some fun. Like that?
Oh.
Well, if you would have called when your motel room was getting flooded, we would have turned off the water.
Yeah.
That kind of stuff?
Yeah, it was like, "Oh, we're short-staffed and I don't know." It was just like, just apologize. Don't make excuses.
All right. Dog missing for a year was found on Facebook, which is odd since I thought dogs preferred Snapchat.
They like using those little dog ears as a filter.
That's right. Look, he's got dog ears and a dog nose on his dog face.
Exactly. Fall is coming tomorrow, as a matter of fact, for anyone who didn't know.
No.
Yeah, my neighbor's getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, every night he leans against his oak tree, hoping to tilt it enough so that all the leaves will fall in my yard.
I hate that. You ever do that with a leaf blower? No, you've lived in the same spot forever.
Yes.
Yeah, you can blow those leaves to anybody's yard. Just saying. Just saying. All right.
Supercharge that baby.
Yeah. Turbo. All right. First private space flight last week experienced toilet troubles. Have you heard about that?
Oh, it sounds familiar.
Yeah. That's what happens when you try to save money on your spaceship by not including the lid.
How heavy would it have to be not to float up?
I knew somebody'd make a floater joke. Thank you, Val. Good job.
You're very welcome.
Yeah, look at her go. Wow.
You can do it!
And that's what they said on the SpaceX flight. Not only did they not have a toilet lid, they did not have a door on the bathroom.
I hate that.
Yeah. So the rest of the astronauts...
You can do it!
The average fee these days for using an ATM, other than your bank's ATM, is $2.97.
Average
and I found out that's not including the tip.
Is there a little AI in there now you have to tip?
Yes.
All right. Study finds that people's happiness levels can shift.
Duh.
Have you ever seen The View?
Hate that show.
I hate that show. All right. But you're
drunk college student in the UK got caught in a clothes dryer. She came out sober and very soft.
Oh, very fluffy, too. Next James Bond movie will open in just over 2 weeks. 007 has been around so long, he's now called 0077.
About the age of him, too. 77.
Bad joke. All right, on to the world of wacky but true with Val kicking us off again. A dog in its underwear. What?
Ooh, yeah. In 1 year, a dog in England ate 10 pieces of thong underwear. But he bit off more than he could chew when he nibbled on a pink lace G-string. The lingerie got lodged in his intestines, and the surgery to remove it cost $2,000.
You know what's funny? Same thing happened to me.
You were eating thong underwear?
And it cost way more than $2,000. All right. And what did the dog say?
That's not mine. I'm telling you, baby, that's not mine. I don't even know what this is. This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
You can just see a dog trying to explain it to you. All right. In Mississippi, 2 men found a car in Bryam with a free car sign on it. Huh. I should be so lucky. Even had the key inside, so they hopped in and took it. After driving it to a family member's home and then proceeding to go thoroughly inspect the car, they popped the trunk, and that's when they found the dead body. Oh, ow. And that's when they called the police, and that's when they said,
that's not mine. I'm telling you, baby, that's not mine. I don't even know what this is. This sort of thing ain't my bag, baby.
And you know what his buddy, when he lifted up that trunk, he said,
I see dead people. Oh, that's horrible.
But you know what? It's got a lot of trunk space.
How big's the trunk? Well,
they should have got me. So, do we get to keep the car? That'd be my first question. Finders keepers, right?
All right. How about the next story? Just before midnight Friday, Seattle paramedics were called to an apartment building. A man and his friend had left a firework on the counter too close to a hot stove. When they realized the fuse had been lit, they tried covering it with towels to prevent it from exploding. The victim was holding a towel on the firework when it exploded, and his hand was seriously injured. According to a neighbor, the man and his friend had been using drugs all night. That makes sense now.
So I could do this again.
That's not mine. I'm telling you, baby.
Yeah, it's not mine. But I actually thought it might be better if since they were high.
It's like I picked the wrong week to quit smoking. It's like I picked the wrong week to quit drinking. It's like I picked the wrong week to quit sniffing glue. It's like I picked the wrong week to quit amphetamines.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, goodness.
Quick, lay on it. All right. Police caught a chicken. Guess where he was? Uh-huh. He was strutting outside a Kentucky Fried Chicken restaurant in Midland, Michigan.
Wow.
Officer Steve Pomranke chased the fowl outside KFC after a passerby headed to work and called in the chicken sighting. While the owner has not been found, police say they took the chicken to a local place for safekeeping.
He was trying to commit suicide or something.
That's what I was thinking. You know? Yeah. I like how they say he was strutting outside the KFC, like he was taunting them. It went like this. All right. You're up, Val.
Police in China detained a man who they said called emergency services more than 700 times over a 2-year period. When finally arrested, the man told cops he was testing the performance of his mobile phone.
And you know, it was a flip phone, right?
Of course.
That's right.
It's old technology!
It is. And so many people still have them. I like to pick on him, too, and he's probably listening. My buddy Lynn, he had a flip phone forever, and then they got the letter that he had to upgrade because they were going to quit, 3G, and he was heartbroken that he'd have to give up his flip phone. But apparently so many people were upset by that, they started putting out 4G flip phones, so he was so happy he could keep a flip phone.
Goodness.
And this is for you, Lynn.
It's old technology.
That's right.
Well, and they send out free phones too. So what did he do with the one they sent out to him?
He probably threw it away so he could keep his flip phone. All right, so let's see. We got that one done. Last one. State of Michigan status as a bona fide hotbed for Bigfoot sightings is continuing to grow. Earlier this summer, a viral video of what many folks claimed to be Sasquatch went viral. However, other people concluded that the figure in the footage was just a leathery fat man carrying something in his arms. Potential presence of Bigfoot in Michigan is now back in the spotlight as a couple of bow hunters claim to have encountered not one, but two creatures while out in the wilderness. Potential Bigfoot sightings should come as no surprise because, according to data from the Rocky Mountain Sasquatch Organization,
Oh, there is such a thing.
yeah, huh? Michigan is a hot spot for Sasquatch activity. Loser! Sorry. Just had a little sneeze there. 224 reported sightings. Great Lakes State ranks 8th behind California, Florida, Illinois, Ohio, Oregon, Texas, and Washington. Losers! The men claimed two Bigfoots were fighting and that it sounded like two T-Rexes going at it.
Hey, come on! You heard Sasquatch babies when you were out in the woods.
Oh,
so
that's right, but I'm not convinced.
Don't be saying the loser anymore.
Well, that's the way I sneeze. I'm sorry. It's strange though. They said it sounded like two T-Rexes. Huh. Huh. All right. There you go. Let's see. It closes. It says they were hollering and growling, and we got the heck out of there. Well, it's not the word they used, but that's the word I'm using.
That's the word you're using.
That's the word I'm using.
We've got our wheel cover on the back of the Jeep that says the Bigfoot Research Team.
Oh, that's right. You do. So you're probably extra mad about it. All right.
Exactly.
Just be
but we still came in, higher than Michigan. Washington did.
Yes. All right. So if you, are in the woods and you hear a Bigfoot like I did, or I saw babies, but if you hear one and he says this, run.
Who's your daddy? Come on, you know who your daddy is. Who's your daddy? Tell him who his daddy is.
I'm your daddy.
That's when you get out of the woods.
That's right. Run.
Run.
And all you have to do is run faster than the person beside you, so.
Or a T-Rex.
That's right.
That's right. And that's our odd news for
Tuesday.
Other than that, we want you to have a great day. Keep on listening tonight on the radio. Live shows at 6. Dr. Jazz, Tom Walters in from 6 to 9 with that jazz music. And then at 9 o'clock, the return of Philip. He's been out sick for a couple days. Did not have COVID. Just going to preface that. You won't catch COVID from the radio. But he is back tonight for 2 hours of punk music beginning at 9. All happens right here on Northern Lights Public Radio, the music education station. I'm Scott.
And I'm Val.
And keep on listening to KCHW 102.7.
This concludes the broadcast from World Control.